Very impressive.
Well, good morning, Cynthia. I'm so excited that we can have this new member orientation on this telephone interview. And I'm going to ask you some questions that will help me understand why you joined Toastmasters. And after I understand your reasons, I'm going to tell you about, and your goals, I'm going to tell you about how Toastmasters can go about.
Okay, I have a question.
Mhm,
So you're sharing the screen and we're seeing it. You
right,
need to describe that screen is only seen by you and not by the new member.
right. Okay,
So
so the new member interview I usually do by phone, and I have this spreadsheet page that I've prepared that gives me some information about the new member. It has a pathways list
And
of
you need to
things.
make it clear that I only see.
Right,
I don't show this to the new member because
right.
that's the confusing part.
This is right. This is for you Toastmasters that want to learn about doing a new member orientation. This is a spreadsheet that I put together to keep track of what the new members have done
Mm-hmm.
and help them with making progress on their pathway and so on and so forth.
And
I
maybe you should walk us through it and why
Okay.
you've developed it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I can do that. So it starts out with your name and your information there,
The member's name, the new member's name.
the new member's name. And here I have some milestones, things that you should get: a new member letter, a welcome letter, an orientation meeting. You should have gotten a new member profile that you can fill out. And there'll be a new member induction, hopefully.
And these are forms from Toastmasters International.
Yes.
So
Well,
the
somebody,
welcome letter, is that from Toastmasters International?
yeah, Toastmasters International has these forms. You should,
Mhm.
ideally, you would get a new member profile that you can fill out and give to the Vice President of Education. And
No,
so I
wait,
just
wait,
put
wait, wait,
that.
wait, 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 wait. Where are we going to get these from? I don't understand where they're coming from. So new member letter from Toastmasters International, and that is a copy to the member themselves. And then do you get one as a VPE?
Actually, it's probably an email now is what you get from Toastmasters International.
Okay, but this goes only to the member, or does it come to the VPE also?
As far as I understand, it only goes to the member.
Okay, so that needs to be clearly stated in your chart.
Right. Okay.
So welcome email. So you verify with them that they have received a welcome email from Toastmasters International. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, so that information needs to go in there somewhere, somehow.
Okay. So I'm not going to go into detail here. If you want to get a copy of this, you can look at it in more detail later. But
Well, I think it's important to go into this detail because these are important documents. So you want to verify that the member has received their welcome email from Toastmasters International. That would be the first thing, right?
that would be a good thing to ask
Very
in
good.
this new member orientation interview. Exactly.
Yeah. So let's go through and make sure, did you receive, so maybe even that would be a question that you would ask. Did
This
you
is
receive your new your welcome email from toastmasters.org?
great question. Yeah. So
Yeah. So
did
let's
you
let's put
receive
that in
your new member email?
from toastmasters.org. And if they say no, I'm not sure, then they can search toastmasters.org on their inbox and find it.
Great. Okay. That's good.
Mhm.
Okay. So that's one of the first questions here.
Okay.
Did you receive a
And then
welcome email from Toastmasters.org? Okay.
And maybe you could put the question in that box. Like right underneath it, write the question, did you receive a welcome email from toastmasters.org?
Did you receive a Toastmasters email from a welcome email from Toastmasters.org? Okay.
Great.
Yeah. Okay, so here's
And what's that
milestones.
second thing?
The second thing is what we're doing today. We're doing an orientation meeting, new member orientation.
Okay, but there's a form number there. So there's an actual document.
Yeah, that's
Right?
for me. That's not for you.
Well, but that is for your audience.
Yes. This is the 11th.
So do you have an example of that?
I have, well, the first part of the presentation is me reading through the whole document that I've converted into a PowerPoint. And so I've already done that.
And you demonstrate that form.
Right. And we go through
11673.
uh-huh. And I actually like to review the form, the 1167J, before I talk to people.
Which one is that?
This
Oh,
is
that's the new member orientation.
uh-huh.
Okay.
And so I to make it easy for me to review it, I just have it on the spreadsheet.
Okay. But what does that look like?
The 1167J.
Yeah. Can
It's
I
a
see a sample?
it's a 4-page handout, and I could probably find an example for you.
Yeah, that would be helpful because a lot of people don't know what a 1163J is.
1167.
1167J is, yeah.
Let me see if I can find that real quick. Be nice if I had that all ready to go
Mhm.
so they can see
And
it.
you could maybe put a link to it in this spreadsheet. The generic form
Yeah. Let's see.
for training purposes.
Okay. Here is the 1167J. That's what it looks like. Orienting new.
I don't see it.
Oh, you can't see it?
Nope.
Okay, your screen sharing is paused. Okay, resume share. Okay. Oh, so when I leave my spreadsheet, it pauses the share. Maybe I can pause
Is
it.
there a possible link to the form? If there's a link to the form, if you could paste that into your spreadsheet, that might be easier.
Mhm. Let's see. Paste that into my spreadsheet. Put it right here, maybe. Let's see.
You might want to put it in the smaller box with the green there. You might want to put it there.
Yeah, let's see if I can do that. Orienting new members.
Mhm.
So I have a link here that, well, this is not really a link because this is just where it's saved on my computer. If you wanted to get a
You
link
should
to it,
probably make a link to toastmasters.org where it is in
exactly,
Toastmasters.
that's what I'm thinking.
So if you go to toastmasters.org and do a search for that document, you'll get the link.
We're right. Let me do that real quick.
And then you could just start your whole presentation with this spreadsheet, really guiding everything. This is going to be really good.
Okay, so there we go. If I have that link, then the link to the toastmasters.org article, and they can go right to that. Oops. Let's see, so there is a link there. And if I am sharing, I wonder if it'll let me go to the link.
Yeah.
And
Click. It says something click. It says click. Control click. You have to hit control click.
Control click. Whoa. Look at that.
I don't see it.
Oh, it says you are screen sharing. You don't see it?
Nope.
It says I am screen sharing.
But I don't see the link. I still see the spreadsheet. So I think you have to click in the spreadsheet and then stop sharing and then reshare on the other link.
Okay, so it says control click to open hyperlink.
Yeah, so you've opened that on your computer, but we're not seeing it. So you have to close your screen sharing, click on that document and screen share again.
Okay, good point. Cannot minimize Zoom while you are recording this meeting. So, okay. Minimize Zoom while I'm recording that meeting. Oh, but I can do a screen share.
Why?
Do a screen
Yeah,
share.
there you go.
Okay.
There you go.
There
Now
it
just
is.
click on the form.
There you go.
Okay, and then this is this is great. This is great. And I would even show them, where you're looking at it. So orienting new members, why conduct the orientation, creating a social contact, the orientation interview, and we're going to create. So you would not read everything, but the highlights.
Right. So I'm not gonna, I mean, I've already gone through this.
But I would recommend that you go through it using your spreadsheet. That you bring the spreadsheet on earlier, because that's your overarching document that you're going to use as a new member orientation tool. I would share that from the beginning so they get comfortable with it.
Okay. Well, they might not like it. They might want to do their own, or they might not want to use one.
But that doesn't mean you can say ahead of time, you can say, I'm going to share what I do, and it's not set in stone. You need to decide what you want to do, but then you just show them what you do, and you don't make any apologies or couching or anything like that. That's very distracting language, and it's very disempowering language. So you make your disclaimer up front, and then you just go forward and show what you do.
Okay.
And then they can make their own choices, but you've told them in the beginning. You don't say that all along the way because it's very disempowering.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't want to get into this detail too much. That's just available if they want to use it and they can look in.
Yeah, but you do want to briefly go over the highlights.
Okay.
So they feel like, oh, okay, there's this document and this is where I find it, and this is the kind of information they will have in it.
Mm-hmm.
And then now you stop sharing and you go back to your spreadsheet and share.
Okay.
And I would start with your spreadsheet at the very beginning of your talk. You're going to definitely have an hour and a half worth of stuff.
Okay.
Okay, and now we're back to this. So let's guide them and let them know. Okay, then there's a new member profile, another form. Do you have a link to that form that you could put in your spreadsheet?
That's a good question. I could put it in
If you
there.
go on to toastmasters.org and search for form 1162F, you should find it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And that way you're giving them everything they need right here. This will be like a prototype, at least for our district.
New member profile sheet. Now we got to make sure we get it in the right language.
Yes.
There we go.
Specific information matters.
I'm going to put this in here.
Okay.
Okay. And then this one.
Then you have to stop the screen share and go to the next screen share. I'm going to rename myself. I don't know why it says charter president in there. That's interesting.
This is interesting. Okay. This one gave me the blue link. And this one did not give it to me. I don't know why that doesn't give it to me.
Are there any extra stuff in there? Yeah, it doesn't recognize it as a link.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there it is. But now it
Here it
does.
is. Now it does? Okay.
Okay, control click to open.
And then you have to stop sharing and then reshare once you on that document. This is good practice. You're going to be a Zoom expert.
Oops. Okay. There's our new member profile sheet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is actually something good to know about so that you can give that to your people.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And then you'll give a basic rundown, new member profile. So you need to put in your spreadsheet, it needs to say new member profile sheet. Because that's the one that they get to. And then the new member profile is personal data. And again, just hit the highlights so people can see it. Otherwise, they will feel like they were rushed and they missed a lot.
Okay. New member profile sheet.
sheet. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
And then let's go back to the screen share on the other one.
This one?
Yeah. And then say, okay, new member profile. And you're going to have personal data, communication and leadership goals. It's asked some questions of the members. And then it talks about competencies and skills that they want to improve. What
Mhm.
specific skills do they want to improve? So you're going to interview them on the phone, and they're going to give you the information, and you're going to fill in that information yourself. Is that right?
Well, yes.
Or are you sending this profile sheet to them?
Well, ideally, yeah, the membership, vice president membership would send this to the person ahead of time, but my
Oh,
experience, yeah, so that they could give this to you before the interview.
that would be great. So that's good. So let's go with the ideal one.
Yeah,
Say,
but I've
so,
never
and
had that happen. So I just get what information I can when we're doing our interview. And
so,
most of this information you could probably get off of their application, right?
but I think it's a good idea to email them first. Even email them, did you receive a welcome email from toastmasters.org? Because then they're going to go, oh, no, and they're going to look at it. And they're going to get a lot of this information themselves with your initial email. So I think your procedure should start with the email that needs to go to the new member.
That's a good question. And that is the first item here. Did you receive a welcome email from Toastmasters?
Right. But if you ask that in an email of them, then they will go and try to fetch that welcome letter before you talk to them, and they will get some sense of what's going on, which would be great. It
I
might make your
actually
orientation take less time.
I actually don't know what is in that email.
I believe it shows them how to log in and to create their password, and then how they can choose their path and take the assessment. I believe that is. So if you want to find out what's
Oh,
in there, you can contact, and they're open today until 4 p.m. Contact TI, and they can send you a copy of a welcome letter.
oh, okay. That sounds good.
Mm-hmm. And maybe they can send you your welcome letter.
Hmm.
And perhaps you could search in your email for a welcome letter from toastmasters.org. If you put in toastmasters.org and welcome on your search, it might come up. It's probably been a while since you've gotten one.
Yeah, 5 years. I probably had a different computer.
Ah, different email address.
Possibly. Well, I should have the same email address.
Then it should come up in your email.
Hmm.
So if you can't find it, I would contact Toastmasters International member services. So number 1 on the touch tone, number 1 after you call them, and ask them for either your welcome letter, or if they don't have that, if they could give you a generic welcome letter, copy of a generic welcome letter, so you know what the new member receives. That would be really good.
That would be really good to know
Yes. Yeah.
because they say, "Did you receive the welcome email from Toastmasters.org?" Well, if I didn't know what's in it, then I might not be able to help them.
Yeah. Yeah. Now you need the new member induction. There's a script. You need to go fetch the script.
Yeah. Okay.
This will be huge benefit.
Let's see, what was the number 1167K? HIJK. Okay, so J and K. And so let's go back here. 7K. Induction ceremony for new members.
Mhm.
So there's that. And put that in the spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Action.
You're learning a lot about Zoom and about Toastmasters.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah.
Have you talked to Bravina about this at all? She will probably really love it. And she might have stuff to add to it. I wonder if she is planning on being on there on Monday.
Hmm.
It's Monday at 7 p.m.
Right.
I'm going to send her a text and see if she's going to come because I don't know if she's here or away. She might be on a trip. I seem to recall that Venkat was talking about going on a trip. Okay, Pravina. Do you know Pravina? Oh, she
Not,
belonged to her WhatsApp group for VPEs and VPPs forever.
hmm.
Yeah, that would be really good. So, I can do an email introduction. Or do you have her email,
I
Pravina?
don't.
You don't. So I will make an email introduction and ask her to add you to the WhatsApp group.
Where is her, what is her title?
I believe she's a area director, but she has done the TLI training for BPEs and VPPs. She's like a top trainer for VPEs and VPPs, and she runs the WhatsApp group, VPEs and VPPs Forever.
Hmm.
And I'm a member of that group, even though I'm not a VPE or a VPP.
Where does she live?
I think Fremont.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. A lot of Indians at Fremont.
Oh, yeah, there's a huge temple there.
Mhm. A
So it's a
lot
big
of
draw.
Indians. Yeah. Okay, so we have here the new member induction. That's something that we'll want to schedule with the club president and put on the agenda. And if you want the script for it, this is the link.
Yeah, and maybe you should say that. Schedule with the club president, schedule for a club meeting with the club president and other officers because the VP of membership is involved, the VPE would be involved. And it would be good to send the Toastmasters promise to the new member,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, oh, definitely. That is
So that
great.
should also be a part.
Hey, so, where shall I put that? Did you receive the Toastmasters promise? The
Or
Toastmasters
maybe
promise,
even you should send it in your little email package to them.
the Toastmasters Promise is on their membership application.
Yeah, but they should receive it separately.
Okay.
And it would go in your email to them. So they would receive the Toastmasters Promise. Did you receive the welcome email? And the profile sheet for them to complete. And this is called the training on new membership orientation training.
Mhm.
That right?
Yep. Okay, and I can probably find a copy of that. Toastmasters Promise. Toastmasters Promise.
Is very valuable.
Yeah, well,
And it's at 7 to 8 p.m. or 7 to 8:30 p.m.
yeah. I don't know where to find the Toastmasters Promise. Looks like they have it in this book that they sell. But
Oh, I'm sure you can find, you put in no, you let me see. I can find it on the internet, I'm sure. Mm.
that's right. Toastmasters Promise PDF.
Yeah.
Toastmasters Promise. This is a Toastmasters Promise. That's what we're looking for. Nope, didn't find out. Let's see, Toastmasters Promise.
Where'd you get that? That's great.
This one just came up when I did a Google search.
And get a link for it. Oops. Roast Masters.
So there,
Uh-huh.
link, and there it is.
Mhm.
That's nice. Okay, great. Yeah, okay, so then I can, when I'm going through this, I
There's a
can
link.
say there are links to all these things,
So
right?
just take a copy of the link and post it in your spreadsheet. Because that's something you're going to send to them. And it should be on the Toastmasters cdn.azureedge.net, something
Okay,
like that.
so I got that link right there. So they can go to the,
This is going to be a very valuable spreadsheet with all these links.
mhm.
That's fabulous.
Okay, so another milestone is, did you get your mentor assignment yet? That's something we want to put on our checklist. did you put your bio on your free toast on your club free toast host? Private member directory, right?
What are you, what's the private?
On your free toast host on your website,
Uh-huh.
they have a let me sign in and I'll show you. Oops. There, let me take that out. That one.
Remember orientation.
Let's go to usually just click on this when I want to get in. Just type the first 4 letters. That comes up. Click on here
Mike Pruett
and won't
is
let
the
me in.
instructor, and he's using me as a demo new member. Period.
I don't know what the problem is here. Let's see if I can find my free toast host. Masters, free toast host. Free toast host. Free toast host.
Mhm.
That doesn't look like it either. Not sure what the problem is. Usually just put that first 4 letters in there, and then it pops up, and then there's a.
I think this is good training for VPMs too, because they should at least know what the new members are being oriented on.
If I could get into this, there's one of the links for the members once they get in. The link is private member directory, and that's where you put your bio. But for some reason I can't get into
So
it.
do you train them on free toast host
No, but
orientation?
I just put that as something on the checklist. I should refer, I can refer them to whoever's in charge of this. Like the vice president of membership should be able to help them with that.
So you should let them know that they're however they um prepare the agenda, easy speak, free toast host, or other.
Right. So it's on the free toast host private member directory. Okay. Yeah, because that's nice if they get that. If you have to do an introduction, you can always go there and get their information to create an introduction. Sign up for pathways. That's something we want them to do. And then here's the other things that we want to make sure that they have a first time experience. Their icebreaker, timer, grammarian,
Oh,
evaluator.
why isn't this going to my group? Here it is.
Okay, so these are a checklist of things that you want to do and we want to record when you've done them, make sure you get all those experiences. Now, the last
Okay,
thing
I'm
I've
not
got,
seeing what you're seeing.
oh, I'm sorry. So anyway, here's is your bio on the club free toast host private member directory. And that's something that you could ask your VPM about.
What was that?
This line 14. Is your
Line
bio on the club free toast host private member directory? That's something a new member should do.
Okay, and there, you forgot the word is. Is your bio on your clubs? Well, not all clubs are on free toast host, so it could be easy speak, or I would say free toast host, and I would spell it out so they know what you're talking about, and then put that in parentheses. Free toast host, one word. Free toast host is one word. One
One
word.
word.
Yeah, capital T. And then put FTH in parentheses, or yeah, parentheses. Or easy speak. And easy speak is capital E, and it's all one word. Easy, and then speak is capital S, but it's one word.
Do they have a private member directory?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. Contact your VPM for more information.
And I would spell that out. And this would also go in your introductory email. All that information.
So you think I should move it?
No? What do you mean move it?
Move it up here with the other
I
things?
would no, I think at the last, because that's reaching out to someone else and you want to
Okay,
keep them with you. Yeah.
okay. Okay. So have you signed up for Pathway?
San Francisco time
Signed up for Pathways. Have you
period.
signed up or um,
Have you signed up for your
registered? Pathway? Have
have you
you
have,
selected a pathway? That's
yes, have you taken the assessment and or selected your pathway from so if they say no, then you can walk them through that process.
Mhm.
And that's why you want to ask them, did you receive the welcome email? Because that will walk them through their pathway. And then if they didn't understand how that works, then you step in and do it. That will make your job much easier.
Okay, and then I've just got all these things that they want to make sure that they get done, and this is a nice place to record the first time that you did all these different roles and become an officer. And then my last one is there a certain week of the month that would be best for you to do your monthly speech?
Great. Perfect.
Okay, that worked like magic when I was vice president of education. Everybody knew that I was going to contact them the week before their monthly speech, and so they had to be thinking about it for the whole month until they were ready to go. And so here we have, once you have your pathway, we'll get your name down there, and then we'll put the name of the pathway that you've chosen. And then here's the different assignments that you have. Well, this is an old one, right?
Mhm.
So let's do,
Oh, yeah, it needs to be fixed.
yeah, breaker.
And I'm advertising the session we're doing on Monday. I'm going to advertise it to the VPPs and VPEs forever, and also at Leaders Worldwide. And do you want me to put it in the Facebook group for Toastmasters International? Because I think this would be useful even for other districts.
What is that? What is the third speech? I'm not
It
that
is
familiar.
write a speech with purpose, and then it's a introduction to vocal variety / body language.
And then do they still have the evaluation of feedback 1 and 2?
Yes, that's the last.
Okay, good. Okay. Level 2. You know what level 2 has on it now? Because I have the old ones, and so I don't know what once you get to level 3 and 4, there's lots of electives to choose from, right?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, this is
So is that the electives? Level 3 electives?
some of them.
Hmm.
This is just an example of some of them. Like I
I
said, I don't have one of the.
I would say just an example. Just make sure that that's noted there.
Mhm. Okay.
So level 1 is always the same,
Mhm.
but some elective samples, and then even for level 2, it's not the same.
Mhm. I might be able to find that real quick. Let me see. The yes, um, Speech is in the US. And when speech is pathway speeches. Toastmasters pathway speeches. Pathway learning experience. For the 10 speeches in Toastmasters. I think that's old.
What was that?
I think that's old.
What
Okay.
is? What's
This
old?
I was just Googled something to see if I could find it.
Oh,
Yeah, because I don't have access to any of the new pathways, and I have some old pathways, but I don't know what exactly is.
you can Google Toastmasters and then the path that you're interested in, and then say path, like Toastmasters presentation mastery path, and it will tell you the level 5 evaluation electives for that particular path and whatever path you're interested in. Google is really great.
I did presentation mastery under the old 2023. Back to that one. 2023 Toastmasters presentation mastery speeches. Oh, look at this. I should stop my share and share it so you can look at this.
Okay.
Okay, so pathways, levels, and electives. So the 5 levels for presentation mastery are mastering fundamentals, icebreaker rating, a speech of the purpose, introduction, vocal variety, evaluation, and feedback. And then understanding your communication style. That's what we should have on there. Can you see that?
Yep.
Understanding your communication
Right. And so
style.
all paths level 1 is the same. So you need to note that all paths are the same, and then put an example for presentation mastery path, and then put what it is. Yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
So it's clear, because not everybody knows that level 1 is all the same.
Okay, now they just had evaluation and feedback. It's really usually a 2-part thing, right?
It's a 3-part thing. There's speech 1, speech 2, and evaluating another speaker.
Okay.
But that's okay just to put evaluation and feedback, because that's the project. And then in the project, you see the different things that are available for that.
Let's fill this up then. Okay, and level 2, understanding your communication style. And then effective body language. And introduction to Toastmasters mentoring, that's still the same.
For every path has that in level 2. That's the only consistent thing in level 2.
The introduction to Toastmasters mentoring.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. All the other 2 vary.
Okay, so level 3. Let's see what that presentation mastery. Increasing knowledge. Okay, so required one is persuasive speaking.
Yay.
Persuasive speaking,
I'm
and
gonna tag
then
you in this.
and then there's electives. And there's a bunch of electives.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe I'll just put examples.
Mhm.
Let's see, elective projects. This one, like stories
Posting.
line. Yes,
And I tagged you in Monday's meeting with a link to the Eventbrite. So hopefully we'll have a lot more people on that. Oh, and I should put it in District 57 too.
and your audience. Your audience. Okay, now this one is managing a difficult audience. And then also electives. You know what I should put? I should put how many electives there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 electives. Okay, and this one has how many electives? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 electives. Electives, examples below. And we have holding a social media presence. So let's copy that one. And this next one is made a podcast. And then the last one is manage online meetings. Hello? Manage online meetings.
I'm back.
Good.
Sorry about that.
It worried me.
I don't know why my internet booted me out.
Thank you for letting me know. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is nice. We have the required ones and we have the electives.
Yeah, that's great.
Prepare to speak.
And that will walk them through and let them know that they're different on different paths,
Okay.
which is really great.
And then electives. 1, 2, 2 for 5. 5 electives. Leadership. And performance leadership. And being in the volunteer organization.
Oh, you aren't a member of District 57 Facebook page. So I can't tag you. I'm going to send you an invite.
Okay. There we go. So we have an example.
And you'll have an invite waiting for you in Facebook.
Okay.
I think.
Okay, so are you ready for your interview?
So let me see what you have written on your spreadsheet.
Okay. So I have just gotten what I have on my spreadsheet is the text from 1167J because I
Okay,
want
can you
to,
share your screen with it?
oh yeah, I want to review it. My experience is that it helps to review this 1167. It's such a rich document that I like to review it before I do every oops, to share. There. Okay. Okay. So this is what I have though. Here's my new member orientation. And it might be kind of obsessive compulsive. That's one of my things, is obsessive compulsive. But also I just think it is so rich. It is so rich.
What's so rich? What's so rich?
The text of the 1167J that I want to read every word before I do a new member orientation.
Okay, and why is that?
Why
Because you
is
should
that?
let the people that you're training know. Yeah.
Well, the main problem is that new members have concerns. They're worried that they won't fit in, that they're not going to be able to do this. And so the purpose of the new
Are you
member,
going to say all that? Because that's really good to say.
yeah, in fact, here's what it starts out saying: people who join your club usually have a problem or a need pertaining to public speaking or leadership and are convinced that Toastmasters can help. It's now time to begin delivering the benefits of Toastmasters membership.
But what you said, when you just gave some information about what people usually are experiencing, that needs to be said in your presentation.
Yeah, well, and if I just read through it, it covers it because it says
Well, but
before.
but what you said was even better.
Well, listen, just listen to it because I think it covers it. Before new members can become integral components of your club's
But
membership.
how you said it was short and sweet. I would say what you said and then read it.
Okay,
And
that's
then read it
good
because your
because it's
words are really good.
repetition is the second principle of learning.
Yes.
People have concerns about how is it going to, how they're going to do, if they're going to be able to fit in, if they're going to be able to do this. Public speaking is just a natural source of social anxiety to people.
Yes.
Our job is to let them know that we understand their concerns and their goals.
Uh-huh.
And once we understand that, then we can tell them how Toastmasters will solve these problems and help them meet their goals.
Yeah. Beautiful. Well said.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is a good one right here. Here are some tips for the orientation interview. Create a favorable climate. Don't conduct an orientation interview during a club meeting. Instead, hold it in a quiet, pleasant place where all participants feel comfortable and at ease. And then 1167J says 15 to 20 minutes should be plenty. My experience is that it takes at least.
Where does it say that? Where does it say that?
Well, it's on this right here.
Right here. Can you
At the end,
highlight? I can't
15 to
see it.
20 minutes.
And I would put in parentheses, I usually take 60 minutes
Mhm.
so that they know that. And I would mention that to them. But you may find it takes a lot less time if you email them all those questions and forms first.
That's true.
Yeah. Maybe it will take more like 30 minutes rather than 60 minutes. And the member will feel like they aren't caught with a deer in the headlights. They've got the information ahead of time. So, like a new member orientation email.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Oops. What did I do here? Not sure where I put that.
Hopefully, we'll get a lot more people coming on Monday. And
I'm not sure where I wrote that. It's not in here. I usually take 60 minutes. Oh, I've got it right there. I'm just going to take that out. Okay. Oop. Okay.
do you think Monday's session will be good for fairly new members to go to? Or do you think not? More officers and experienced members?
Well, I would guess that most new members have not had a new member orientation.
Uh-huh.
And so this might be a kind of a substitute experience.
Yeah. Okay. And I'm going to invite a bunch of new members.
Now, my um my one concern about this is that I have made this beautiful PowerPoint that it's got bells and whistles and it covers all these things. And I want to, what I would really like to do is take some time out and go through that PowerPoint with the group and have it as a kind of a workshop thing where I have people take turns reading the text as it comes up,
Oh,
because I have it,
great.
you
That's
know,
very good for engagement.
it's all animated. And so just, one paragraph or sentence comes up at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And then somebody will read it. And then, well, maybe somebody read one page and then we'll go to the next person. I hope there's enough people to do that. And but I don't know, you have a lot of good ideas here. I was kind of thinking that I'd start out with a PowerPoint and then go to this spreadsheet.
Great. Excellent idea.
And so we can kind of go through this and then we can do the role play.
Yes. That way, that's a third time they've heard that information before they do the role play.
Mhm.
Yeah, good, 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 good.
Okay, so here are some tips for a successful interview, which we will have already covered, but we'll cover it one more time. Create a favorable climate. Don't conduct an orientation interview during a club meeting. Instead, hold it in a quiet, pleasant place where all participants feel comfortable and at ease. 15, let's see, 15 to 20 minutes is what they recommend. I usually take 60 minutes.
And
Develop,
you need to say that on Monday.
I usually take 60 minutes.
Yeah.
Develop a personal rapport. Take a few minutes to get acquainted. You may wish to share some of your own Toastmasters experiences with the new member and discuss how your club membership has benefited you. Be attentive and show genuine interest. This is important in convincing the new member that your club
Mm-hmm.
cares about them and wants to help. Be positive, enthusiastic. You see how rich this is about why I
Yes.
want to go over it one more time before we actually
Yes.
get into it.
And say that the words, this is rich.
Yeah.
Say it.
Be positive and enthusiastic. Enthusiasm is infectious. If you reflect confidence that Toastmasters can significantly benefit the new members, some of your confidence will rub off. The new members' negative anxieties will be replaced by self-confidence. Be knowledgeable. Prepare yourself for the questions the new member might ask about Toastmasters or your club. How do you listen to the inner voice to help you help others? I don't know where that came from.
Mm-hmm. That's
Isn't that
beautiful.
interesting?
Beautiful.
Anyway, so we're ready to conduct the orientation interview. If we have the 1162F, then we should have some information here about the basic information on them. But now what we're ready to do is go to step 1 of the interview. Determine the member's needs. So Cynthia, what objectives do you hope to accomplish as a member of this club?
Well, I have a new position at work, and I'm a consumer compliance examiner, and I need to improve my communication skills when talking to bankers on the examination. So they could be chief loan officers, the chief executive officer, and also the board of directors. And then I need to face to face improve my communication skills, but also over the phone, because I have to ask for a lot of information over the phone preliminary to gather good information. So I'm using good questions, and so I'm communicating it well. And sometimes I have to articulate or deliver violations, that bad information, that the bank is had a violation, that they're going to be subject to the Department of Justice, to the home mortgage disclosure, the HUD, which is the housing authority, also to the they're going to get civil money penalties if the violation was egregious enough, so that's going to be posted in the Wall Street Journal and other newspapers. So it's really bad information that I have to deliver, and I need to learn how to do that. And I'm going to have a disagreeable audience sometimes. They're going to not heckle me, but they're going to disagree with me. The CEO is going to disagree with me in front of the board of directors, and I need to know how to handle that.
Mm.
And leadership. I'm leading a team. So I need, every exam I do, I have a team of examiners that I'm leading, because I'm the examiner in charge, and I need to know how to effectively communicate with them and effectively lead them, so we get an excellent exam. Can Toastmasters help me with all that?
Well, let me ask you another question. Well, let me see if I understand you right. So you have a new position at work as a compliance examiner, and you need to improve your communication skills when you talk to the bank officials and officers. And sometimes you have to deliver information about violations. There may be financial penalties. Bad news needs to be delivered. And sometimes people are going to disagree with you, and you need to know how to deal with all that. Is that right?
Yeah, and they're going to disagree with me in front of others at a meeting. So it's not like there's one-on-one difficult conversation, but there's another one when you're trying to deliver information and someone is saying, interrupting you with disagreement. So how do I handle all that? Can Toastmasters help me?
Well, I believe it can. So let me ask you another question. Are public speaking or leadership skills a requirement of your job?
Absolutely, absolutely. So whenever I'm acting as an examiner in charge, I'm going to have an evaluation by a senior examiner, and they're going to evaluate how effectively I communicated with the team, which the Federal Reserve team, how I communicated with the CEO and board of directors, as well as the loan officer positions and other areas that are in charge. So yeah, it's crucial.
Wow. So it is absolutely required for public speaking and leadership skills, because when you are an examiner in charge, you will be evaluated on how well you communicated with the, what do you call them? They're not your clients, they're,
Stakeholders.
with the stakeholders.
Stakeholders, yeah.
Interesting. Okay, well, how would you describe your current level as a speaker or leader?
Well, I'm very nervous. Um, and I've given some speeches, but I'm very nervous. And when I was in college, that was a few years ago, but when I was in college, my nickname was Miss Wiggles from my first speech class, because my whole body shook with terror and my lips did that quivery thing. I couldn't get my words out, and I turned not only red, but purple. And one time I almost passed out. I saw that black circle coming closer, closer, like an old-fashioned TV going darker, darker, darker. And I had to say, breathe, Cynthia, breathe. And then I was able to stand there. But and my knees knock and they lock up, and I get nervous. I get sweaty and sweaty palms.
You almost passed out from fright in your first speech class in college?
Yes, yes,
Wow. And they called you Miss Wiggles because your body was shaking. You were so nervous.
yes.
Wow. So I have another question for you. Why did you choose to join a Toastmasters club?
Well, I actually avoided a Toastmaster club for 13 years. I joined the Fed back in 1994, but I didn't join a Toastmasters club, even as a guest, until May 2007, because in December 2006, only took me about 6 months, I received a calling that was laid on my heart. And the first words out of my mouth were, I better get to Toastmasters.
You received a calling. What was that all about?
Well, my intuition, God, source, the universe said to me, this is what you should be doing. And I knew that I needed to be an effective communicator in order to do that.
Your intuition told you to join Toastmasters?
Well, in a way, the first thing I said was, I better join Toastmasters because of what my intuition told me what I need to be doing. And it scared me. And I said, I better join Toastmasters because I knew I needed to become an effective communicator and leader.
Hmm. Your
And that's when I
intuition,
joined in May.
your intuition was telling you that you needed to make a big change to become an effective communicator and leader.
That's right.
You've got a great story. Okay, so what do you think the club can do to help you accomplish your goals?
Help me to become a better speaker, give me practice, give me feedback. I think feedback is really important. And also help me to receive feedback better and give feedback better, because as examiners, we kind of have a problem with feedback. In fact, we had a training from an outside HR kind of organization, and they called it feedback. It's feedback information, not it's information, not a weapon. Because many examiners were using feedback as a weapon towards bankers and towards their team members.
Wow.
So I need to know how to give effective feedback that can be better received. And that feedback, slapping a bank with violations and civil money penalties is feedback, but I need to learn how to give that in a way that they can receive it. And by the way, I learned how to do that through Toastmasters and my yoga group. My mentor actually said, Cynthia, you gave that exit meeting beautifully. You had you sat there like a yogi and you had them in your hand. And I had an adversarial banker. CEO was being adversarial in front of the chairman of the board and the board of directors, but I was able to hold them in the palm of my hand. So a combination of Toastmasters and my meditation and yoga training
Mm,
that I was learning at the same time.
wow. So you think the club can help you by giving you practice at speaking and especially learning how to give and receive feedback, because at the Fed, the examiners use feedback as a weapon against the other employees and the stakeholders.
Yes.
Ay, ay, ay.
At one time it was a problem, so we had a special training so that we wouldn't do that. And in fact, just as an aside, Money Talks Toastmasters, which is at the Fed, was started in 1976. And we didn't have enough members that were Fed employees. We needed a treasurer and a couple of other officer positions, a sergeant at arms and a treasurer that were Fed members. And so we needed more Fed members. So I became the VP of Fed membership. And whenever I spoke to Federal Reserve employees about joining Toastmasters, they said, no, I do not want to be slash and burn in front of my colleagues. That's what was happening, even in Toastmasters.
Ay, ay, ay. It sounds like a kind of a toxic environment.
It certainly was. I hope it's a lot better now. But yeah, it was and historically was. And yeah, so that giving and receiving feedback in a holistic way is very important. In fact, at Money Talks, I started introducing myself as the general evaluator, and my job is, I said, well, my job is to evaluate the evaluators. And if the evaluators slash and burn the speakers, it's my job to slash and burn those evaluators. And we never had a problem with evaluators after that.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
The general evaluator holds the key to the meeting, and if the evaluators are doing the slash and burn, they will hold them accountable.
Yes.
They will evaluate them on that.
And slash and burn them.
Oh,
Slash and burn them if they slash and burn the speakers.
ay, ay, ay. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
So I gave them a threat, and we never had bad evaluations after that. Slash and burn evaluations after that.
Wow. No wonder there's so much turnover there.
Yeah.
That's a tough job.
Yeah.
Okay, I have some more questions. Do you wish to improve your ability to persuade or convince others?
Oh, absolutely. So many things are letter of the law violation or not, but many things are recommendations. So I need to persuade them to take my recommendations and do the recommendations so that we don't have to get into a violation situation. So there's lots of persuading going on, especially around fair lending. I was a specialist in fair lending and discrimination analysis, and I would try to convince them and persuade them to look at their loans and their denial letters in a certain way that wasn't the letter of the law that they had to do that, but it would really help them to comply with the law. So yeah, lots of persuading. And lots of persuading of my team members to get them to do certain things.
That's interesting. So you're making a lot of recommendations for people that need to change their compliance behavior, and you need to be able to persuade people to follow your recommendations for them to avoid problems, like with the
Yes.
fair lending, right?
Yes, because like for example, one bank purchased a fair lending review by a third party, but they did not get a fair lending review. They only got a loan review because the third party did not use a target and a control in order to actually detect discrimination. And so I said to the banker, I said, doing a fair lending review does not feel good. You have to discriminate in order to do it, to check for discrimination. So you have to separate, these loan files are the males, these loan files are the females, or these loan files are the whites, and these are the Hispanics and non-Hispanics. You have to look at the files in a discriminatory way to determine if there was discrimination in the lending or the denying of those loans.
Interesting. Wow, that discrimination is a big issue, huh?
Huge. And because this bank had a discrimination risk, their Community Reinvestment Act was downgraded, and that's the only publicly available rating, and
Ooh,
it stopped them in their tracks. So they couldn't open a branch, they couldn't close a branch. It was cheaper and closer to their constituents. They wanted to, their stakeholders, their customers, their clients, they wanted to move their head office, and they were not allowed because of fair lending risk. Not a violation, just risk. Stop them dead in their tracks. They couldn't do a thing.
wow.
So it's really important that I persuade them to do things that will help them to not get into a situation of violation. And I even had to persuade the banker to go and find me the minutes from the meeting in which the board of directors talked about fair lending. I said, you definitely have a fair lending program in place because I can see the action, but I do not have the documentation to say this is the fair lending review that we're going to do, or the program that we're going to do. And I had to push him for almost a week to find it. And he finally found that they went to an offsite exam, and that's where their minutes were. So persuasion is really important in my job.
Yeah, it sounds like persuading and convincing others in a situation where they could be prevented from growing because they presented a risk, not even a violation, but just a
Yeah.
risk from their ratings, right?
Yes.
That's great. Okay, well, I think I understand some of your needs and goals. And I would like to tell you how Toastmasters can help you reach your goals.
Great. Bring it on.
Okay. Toastmasters will provide you with opportunities to speak and lead.
Mm.
Toastmasters.
And what do you mean by, I understand the opportunities to speak, but what opportunities to lead? What do you mean by that?
What do I mean by leadership? I will get to that. Hold on to that thought. So I'll come back to that. Provide helpful, supportive evaluations, as well as learning how to give helpful and supportive evaluations. Provide a positive atmosphere that builds self-confidence and helps members overcome fear and nervousness.
No, I need that desperately.
Provide education programs that are stimulating and enjoyable. Provide each new member with a mentor who is an experienced Toastmaster assigned to guide the new Toastmaster through the first few assignments.
Wow. Okay, great. So I have a roadmap.
Right. Now, when you join the club, you are committed to doing some things. In order for us to deliver on helping you reach your goals, there's some things that you have to do. The first one is to attend meetings regularly and fulfill all your assignments.
You have a typo there in committed. In the line above.
Oh, committed, okay. Or committed, it's missing a T, huh? Committed. Okay. So the first thing that you're committed to, in order for us to deliver on this, achieving your goals, is you need to attend meetings regularly and fulfill all your assignments. And you must notify the club in advance if you can't attend the meeting. You need to,
Even if I can't attend a meeting,
right,
not just a role, not fulfill a role, but attend a meeting. Wow.
right. Because a lot of times you will have a role at a meeting, and if you can't fulfill it, you need to let everyone know. You will have to work from the education program and fulfill the objectives of each project assignment. You'll have to achieve education awards. The Toastmaster recognition system is the means to measure members' self-development success.
Wow.
You need to participate in all the club programs and activities. A group can be successful only when each member supports it. True?
Yeah.
Participate, evaluate others in a positive, constructive manner. Individual improvement is achieved through the help and encouragement of other members. Build open, friendly relationships with fellow members. Spirit, camaraderie, and genuine caring are the catalysts that make members both make meetings both educational and enjoyable. And finally, help bring new members into the club. It is each member's responsibility to keep the club strong and dynamic. It is also satisfying to share the benefits of a Toastmasters membership with others.
And camaraderie in the build open friendly is misspelled.
Camaraderie.
A little bit further down. Spirit, camaraderie, and genuine care. Yeah.
Okay. Spirit, camaraderie, and genuine care are the catalysts that make.
So camaraderie is misspelled.
How do you spell camaraderie?
I don't know, but click on it and it will probably tell you. C-A-M-A-R-A, I think.
C-A-M-A-R-A?
R-A. Camaraderie. Let me look it up.
Let's look it up.
Okay.
That's a good one. Look it up, look it up, look it up.
Camaraderie.
Camaraderie. Ah, yes, it is an A after the M.
And it's one M. C-O-M-R-A-D-E-R-Y.
C-A-M-R-A-D-E-R-I-E.
Y.
Well, this one says I-E, according to dictionary.com.
Okay, go for it.
Oh, it says camaraderie is sometimes confused with camaraderie. So there's two different meanings. The spelling is very close.
Oh.
So the one with the R-I-E is a mutual trust and friendship among people who spend a lot of time together. But the C-O-M-R-A-D-E-R-Y is a North American alternative spelling. Oh, so I guess you can use either one, which is correct.
I would go with I-E. That's the one I've seen the most.
Camaraderie is the more widely accepted spelling.
I-E or Y?
I-E.
Yeah, I-E.
According to
I would go with
prowritingaid.com. Okay, so let's put that, we gotta get another A in there. Camaraderie. Okay, good. Okay, so this is how I would just explain.
Oh, it does have an A. So one is COMRAD and COMARAD.
Correct.
Camaraderie. Okay. Very different.
Okay, so that's how Toastmasters works. And there's some practical aspects of Toastmasters that you should know about. Toastmasters is a worldwide organization devoted to empowering individuals to become more effective communicators and leaders. Toastmasters was founded in 1924 by Dr. Ralph C. Smedley and is headquartered in Englewood, Colorado. Toastmasters offers its members a learn by doing. This is very important. We learn by doing. A learn by doing workshop in which they can learn and practice skills that are directly related to success in business and other areas of life.
I love how you added that this is very important. I would add that to what you're going to say on Monday. Yeah, definitely. Great.
I'm going to make a note of that because I
Mhm.
love that learn by doing. That's how I learn.
Maybe you could make it bold. Make learn by doing bold, and that will help you. There's the bold up the top. Or you probably could do control B.
How do you learn? Do you learn by doing?
Yeah.
Learn by doing. Make it bold, underline it, and put it. Oops.
Ha
Well, so anyway, learn by
Oh,
doing.
it's not bolded, it's just underlined
Yeah.
and
That,
italic.
that is definitely how I learn. And
Yes.
when you learn by doing, you make mistakes, right? And
Mhm.
so if you're afraid to make mistakes, then you can't learn because you've got to do it to learn.
Yeah.
Anyway, so your club. So our club, Vision Masters, meets on Zoom on Thursday nights from 6:30 to 7:30. It has a dues structure. The Toastmasters International dues is $10 a month or $60 every 6 months. And the club dues, I believe, is $2 a month. So $12 every 6 months, very reasonable for what you're getting. And I don't believe there's any handbooks that we give out at this time, but if there is, I'll let you know. Okay, now the other practical assignment of Toastmasters is meeting assignments. And you asked before, how do we teach you? And one of the ways that you learn is by fulfilling roles, by doing different roles. So the roles are Toastmaster, which is the MC, Topics Master, which is the person that comes up with impromptu speech questions, General Evaluator, that's the team manager of the evaluation team.
That's the person for being responsible for slashing and burning if you slash and burn the speaker.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. And so the evaluation team is composed of a timer. That's usually where people start, just being the timer, and a grammarian, an awe counter grammarian to count the ahs and the ums, and also to look for the word of the day, who used the word of the day, and other interesting things that people say. So those are different roles that you will get, and those roles will help you learn how to be a better speaker. Now, and leader. Right. Now, another way to learn about being a better leader is to become a club officer. Each of the members are encouraged to seek a club office. So, for example, when I started out as club treasurer. I'm a retired CPA, so that was kind of a natural. And then I moved up to vice president of education, where I was planning the agendas. And that was kind of what I did. The offices include the president, the vice president of education, who creates the agenda and helps people with their education advancement. Then there's the vice president of public relations, who does the advertising, membership, who does the signing people up, and treasurer, who collects the dues and gets that paid for. And then there is a secretary and a sergeant at arms who have other roles that they do. Any questions about that?
No, but that sounds, so I can practice leading in a Toastmasters club?
Yes, members are encouraged to seek these offices, each of which offers leadership training that relates to different management skills.
You might want to talk about the GE role and the Toastmaster role, that you would have, you're going to have your team as a GE, you're going to have at least 3 members of your team: the timer, the grammarian, and the evaluator or multiple evaluators. So you can talk about that. And then as the Toastmaster, you're going to have team members. You're going to have a general evaluator. You're going to have a topics master. So that's leading a team. You're going to get practice leading a team right in the meeting.
Right. So your general evaluator is going to be the evaluation team leader, and his team members are the timer and the grammarian and the evaluators of the speakers. And the Toastmaster is a team leader, and his team members are the general evaluator and the prepared speakers and the table topics master.
Ah.
Okay.
You have a chance to lead and even lead a team leading a team.
Here
Leading a member leading a team right on the exam, the club meeting. And then if you're in the officer position, we also have other members of the committee. So you could have a VP of membership committee, and you could lead a team in that. And you could have a VP of public relations committee, and you would lead your team members there. And so it's
Make a note of
practice
that.
learning how to lead a team that will be translatable in your other areas of your life. So, and are you done telling me I'll let you tell me finish your thing, and then I have a couple more things to add.
I like that. Learn how to lead a team. Yeah, that's good.
Mhm.
Okay, now one of the most important things, and something you were concerned about, is evaluations. So the Toastmaster has an evaluation system, and the members take turns performing evaluations so they learn how to do them. The evaluations are 2 to 3 minutes long. They're generally structured by looking for positive things that the speaker has done, and then things that they might want to improve on. A lot of times it's in a kind of a sandwich structure. You talk about a couple of positive things, one thing to improve on, and then another positive thing. And the motto of the Toastmasters Club is to provide a positive and supportive environment where members are empowered to improve their speaking and develop positive self-esteem. So anyway, let's see, one more thing. Speaking of involvement, okay, involvement opportunities. There are speech contests, there's district contests, there's an international convention. There are programs like Speechcraft, which if you've been to the Vision Masters meetings, then you've seen Speechcraft in progress. And then there's also district leadership opportunities. In addition to the club leadership, there's district also. And finally, there's an education program. And the education program is called pathways. Okay, so we want to talk about that. But before, I want to tell you just the basic fundamentals of the educational program. It's an important part of every Toastmasters journey and a critical aspect of every club meeting around the world. And it is based on a proven curriculum that enables you to develop your communication and leadership skills one step at a time. And the program is built on 4 guiding principles that have been in place since Toastmasters was founded. And do you know what those are? Experiential learning. We learn by doing. By giving speeches and fulfilling leadership roles, we practice and improve. Self-paced program. We learn best at our own pace and comfort level. Peer feedback. Through honest and supportive peer evaluation, we grow and improve. Mentoring. Experienced members encourage, guide, and support us in our goals and help us to achieve more than we thought possible. Now we come to the Pathways learning experience. That's what we call the educational program, is Pathways. And the Toastmasters Pathway Learning Experience is a self-paced program designed to help members meet their goals. The speeches you give in your club will be based on assignments and pathways. And every project assignment concludes with a speech you deliver in front of your club. By completing projects and giving speeches, you challenge yourself to build and refine skills in different areas: communication, leadership, management, strategic planning, service to others, public speaking, and more. You have the opportunity to complete projects that range in topic from persuasive speaking to motivating others, to creating a podcast, to leading a group in a difficult situation. Boy, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, now we're ready to take action. First thing we want to do is
So
assign you.
before you go to that,
Mhm.
there's 2 things that I said that you need to highlight. One is the
Okay.
difficult people. So to let them know there's a specific project called managing a difficult audience that
Mhm.
could be very helpful for you. And we actually assign disruptors to disrupt you during your speech to give you practice in how to handle it.
That is right.
And that's at least an elective in every path, and it's required in the presentation mastery class path. Okay, that's the first one. The second one is if I have to be an examiner in charge and I am leading a team of examiners and I'm also talking to board of directors and CEO and top loan officers, what project in Toastmasters sounds like it might fit that?
If you have to deal with the CEOs and the managers and they're all difficult people, then this project might be a good one, managing a difficult audience,
Absolutely.
where
Absolutely.
the club members are assigned roles, so they role play being difficult in different ways.
Mhm, mhm.
I
Is
like
there
that one.
another project that focuses on having a team and having a bigger project being completed, like an examination?
Yes, yes, definitely. We have
And
we have speech assignments that are actually teamwork projects in accomplishing a task and or a project that involves building a team, working with a team, and then delivering the results that you did. When I was treasurer, I did that. I did my project was finding a new bank account for our club, because for 7 years we had Bank of the West and they gave us a free account. 7 years, 7 times 12 is what? 84, 84. And then they changed it. They were going to charge us $5 for every month. And if we had to go 7 years paying $5 a month, That is $420, something like that. So we got our team together and I assigned everyone a list of different banks and credit unions to call and find out how much they charged or if they had a free account. And so
For
we got everyone
nonprofit.
on our team to get involved, and we found that there were several different credit unions that had free accounts. And so we looked at the different things that they offered, and we finally picked Travis Credit Union. And we moved our bank account, and that was my project that I worked on.
Oh, and was that a high performance leadership, or was it a managing a project? What project did you do in Toastmasters for that?
Yeah, I believe it was the high performance leadership. It was about building a team and getting a project accomplished.
Okay, so if I talked about I was an examiner in charge, leading a team and giving, what project would I want to possibly do?
That is a good question. There are a lot of different projects. You may have a very specific project that applies to what you're dealing with, and you may want to have a team helping you.
And what project would that be in Pathways?
Project M Pathways. That is a good question. There are a lot of projects and pathways. So
Yeah, but we're talking about the big kahuna. We're talking about you're leading a team, you're talking to the examiners and even to upper management at the Federal Reserve, with the Department of Justice, all of that.
okay, one of the speech assignments is called high performance leadership.
Yes, that's exactly it. High performance leadership. And I wish that when I was an examiner, I knew about that in Toastmasters, because every time I did an exam, it's a high performance leadership project, and it would have made me progress in Toastmasters, and it would also have really made my job easier, because I met with my own management, my officers and managers, and then sometimes and we had to come up with a plan. We had to pre-plan it. And it would, high performance leadership, you meet with them 5 times, right? That's about how many times I had to meet with my management and officers. They would have been my guidance committee built in.
That's true. You do have to do a regular meeting with your team and high
Yes, and
performance
then you have
leadership.
to do a meeting with your team, with my examiners that were doing the work. Yes, but that 5 times to meet would be really helpful. Or we could have, changed it, because maybe we would have only met once or twice. Maybe we would have met once before the examination, once during the examination, and once after the examination. But depending, if you have, violations and stuff, we would have more than that meetings. But at least that information would be in there. And even coming up with your vision and mission statement for your project. So what is my vision and mission for this examination? And it would be based upon that individual bank. Well, in that individual bank, when I reviewed the information before we started doing the exam, I learned that they had fair lending risk, and that their one rating, the CRA rating, was downgraded. So they were restricted from expanding, moving their head office or opening a branch. And so that was a risk factor. So that vision that I would have had would be that this bank be in full compliance with all regulations. That's the bigger. And then the mission statement, how would I be doing on it, is focusing a lot on the fair lending program for the bank, something like that. So it would help me to think about it more from a big picture standpoint and make the exam go better. if I had known if I had had one of these orientation programs and I had known about high performance leadership, I could have used it to make my examinations at my work even better. So
Yep.
maybe you have a big project that you're doing with work. See if high performance leadership project would fit with that and help you to make your project even more successful.
Yeah, I love that.
Because the power of Toastmasters is not helping you to get your DTM and getting your distinguished club, president's distinguished. The power of Toastmasters is how it's going to help you to be a better communicator and leader outside of Toastmasters. And if we can take what's outside and difficult, and how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. If we can take that bigger project and break it down into Toastmasters terms for the high performance leadership, it can really make it much more manageable. And I've even heard of someone that used an HPL project to plan their own wedding.
Oh, plan their own wedding. Yep.
Yes.
High performance leadership. That's a good one. Well, it does
Yeah.
give you a track to run on, right?
Yes. It gives you a track to run on. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Step by
Toastmasters
step
gives you a
process.
track to run
Yeah.
on in your life, in your work, in your personal life.
Yeah.
Now I got people signing up already for Monday's training, but some of them have a Toastmasters meeting at the same time. So they're wondering if it's going to be recorded and up on YouTube. Do you know that yet? Or do I need to ask Sally?
Sure. Definitely. We can record it. I should put that somewhere so I remember.
Yeah, but you should work with your team to get that recorded. So you will probably have a Zoom host and they should take care of the recording, and if it's going to record to the cloud or if it's going to record locally and getting that up onto YouTube. So why don't you write an email to Sally and Elliot and copy me, please, asking them if it's going to be recorded and put up on the D57 web YouTube.
District 57 YouTube, huh?
Yeah. And how would people access that recording? And I would say that some people have said that they can't come because their meeting is at the same time. How would they access the recording and when?
Good details to ask.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now we've gone over all this, and did I mention that we're a learn by doing organization?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
we need to get you signed up to do some things.
Oh.
First, we need to assign you a mentor. And I'm going to pretend that Rosemary is going to be your mentor. So I'll make sure Rosemary gets in touch with you and you can talk to her about helping you through your first few assignments. Also, we want to schedule you for your first speech, which is called your icebreaker. That's a 4 to 6 minute speech where you just talk about yourself. And we have a speech outline and training module, a pathways assignment module that will give you some guidelines and help to prepare that, okay?
And do you walk this through that?
You can, you can have your mentor walk you through that. That would be a good
Your
thing.
mentor walks you through that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so we have an opportunity next Thursday. Are you available to speak next Thursday? Or would you like to give it an extra week or two?
Sure, let's go for Thursday.
Okay. So that is going to be the 26th. And I will send you, like I say, the assignment explanation and have your mentor contact you. Then I will talk to the president about getting you scheduled for our new member induction ceremony. And then I also want to schedule a follow-up interview after you finished your 4th project. And normally we do about 1 project a month. I have done 2 pathways, and each pathway had between 16 and 18 speeches. And so 18 speeches, if you're 1 a month, that takes a year and a half. So I want to schedule an appointment that after your 4th speech, we can meet again and talk about how things are going. How does that sound?
So would that be before they finish level 1?
Well, actually, that's a good question. That should be when you've finished level 1. There's 4.
No, 'cause the new updated has 5 speeches and an evaluation.
Okay, but okay, so you have
But it is
icebreaker,
one project. You're right. It is 4 projects.
4 projects, yeah,
That there's 5 speeches
right.
and
So
an evaluation. So
we're
there's
gonna have
really
to we're gonna have an
6
interview after you finish your 4th project, which is after you finish the 1st level.
Which
And
actually finish
so,
level 1, which includes 5 speeches and an evaluation of another speaker.
right, so that's gonna take you, depending on how, if you only do 1 assignment a month, that's gonna take you 6 months, right?
Mhm.
And you don't have to do it just once a month. You're welcome to do more if you want to accelerate your learning experience, right?
Yeah. So why are you meeting with them after level 1?
We have a follow-up interview. The purpose of the follow-up interview is to discuss the members' progress and reaffirm their commitment to continued self-development.
And that's from TI?
Yes.
Okay, interesting.
That's why I like to have every little word of the 1162,
Yeah,
1157J written down on my
because many people
spreadsheet.
give up after they finish level 1 or even before they finish level 1. So, I actually would recommend that because they may not finish their level 1 and leave the club. I would recommend a check-in after 6 months.
Yeah. Okay.
And maybe then again after completing level 1, but I think 6 months because that's during the renewal period. Yeah, maybe even 4 months so that they're ready for the new renewal period and they're progressing towards finishing level 1, all that, getting timing training and all that. Now, is the mentor responsible for training them to be a timer, general evaluator, all that stuff?
No, not necessarily. It's just that the mentor should get together prior to the new member's icebreaker speech. So they're going to be helping with the speech assignments. The learning how to do your roles is something that the vice president of education is responsible for, is your education on performing the roles.
Mm-hmm.
I know when I was vice president of education, I would email out a script and a log for each role so that you could explain your role. And then I would also give you a little explanation about how to perform the role. Plus you'll see how people do it. So you can learn by watching but it's really learning by doing is where you really learn, right?
Yes.
Well, our 15 to 20-minute new member orientation went over by an hour or so, but we got a lot accomplished. You're a good new member, role player.
Yes, yes, yes. And your training is much more robust. And actually the schedule the new members induction, you should put something in there because
Yes.
it would be really good if the club and it's something that we want at Leaders Worldwide and do not have, but maybe the first or second meeting of the month, maybe the first and fourth meeting of the month, we have new member inductions depending upon where the member is, because some are only afternoons and some are only evenings, and the first and fourth is an afternoon and evening. So something like at Vision Masters, we haven't done new member orientation yet. We probably should do that.
Yes, and the 1167J suggests that you schedule a new member induction ceremony and notify the club president when it's going to be.
Oh,
So I would say probably within the next couple of weeks, huh?
yeah, maybe we can do one. We have a full schedule next the 26th, but November we don't have one. So maybe we should schedule it for that. So maybe talk to Kawaza about scheduling it for November. November 2nd or 9th.
November 2nd or November 9th.
Yeah, yeah, why don't you send a maybe an email to Kawaza, and then he could forward it on and see if we should have one on November 2nd or 9th, because the new members should be inducted.
Yeah.
And Barbara will probably be up to attending by then, hopefully.
Okay, so I'll tell him the 2nd or the 9th. Let him choose. And then we need to round up all the new members because I noticed Katrina wasn't there last night. We want to make sure that they feel important. And the new
Yes.
member induction is it's really a great script for it. So
Yeah, and we need to have her to find out when she's going to give her next speech. I think she's giving it the 26th. Let me check
next
with
Thursday, huh? Okay. Well, thank you, Cynthia. I
You're
couldn't have done this
welcome.
without you.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fabulous.
We spent a lot of time though. I'm not sure if we can do everything. We definitely don't have time to do the pathways assessment. That would be a different training.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you
And
could
hopefully
spend it.
see if you send them the welcome letter, maybe they'll take the assessment by themselves.
Right. I've seen people do
Yeah.
that. Yeah. In fact, I think Katrina did that. She went and took care of that self-assessment letter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got to call some people, including Dr. Wade.
Okay, so we just spent a lot of time just working on this spreadsheet. If we, that the PowerPoint that I did just walking through the 1167J is at least 30 minutes. Do you think I should do that PowerPoint and have people go
Yeah,
through it
because
with me?
the 11J is the most valuable document.
Yeah, and then we kind of reinforce it as we go through the interview.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, well, we will learn by doing,
Yeah.
which you've had a lot more learning by doing, so that's great that you're helping me. Thank you so much.
Awesome. And it's good that it highlights the um, manage a difficult audience and the HPL. That's really good to highlight.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I have been recording this. I don't know if we need to do anything with this recording.